The face dodge is a great move anywhere on the field, but it's especially effective for attackmen on the goal line extended. There's two things the attackman should keep in mind when making this move. The first is make sure the stick stays close to your face when you're bringing it in front of it. What that does is it'll lead to a lot of slashing penalties as that defenseman's trying to throw a check to dislodge the ball. If he misses, it's going to hit you in the face. He'll be going to the penalty box for 1 minute. The second is make sure you get your body in the right position to create angle for a shot, but also protect your stick. Too many times kids get in trouble when they make their face dodge and they run straight towards the goal. What that does is his stick is right on mine, enabling him to check it, but also gives you no angle to beat a goalie who's going to be sitting on that pipe. What you're going to want to do is make your face dodge and cut up the field. So I'm coming here, I'm going to make my move, and I'm running up the field. As you can see, I have more angle, but he also is on my shoulder and not able to throw that check. Let's take a look at me doing it full speed. If you can focus on developing those skills in your face dodge, there won't be many defensemen who can stop you. The split dodge is a move, if you can perfect, it makes you instantly dangerous on the field. It can be performed by splitting right to left or left to right, but for simplicity's sake, we're going to demonstrate the proper technique of a right to left split dodge. And what you're going to do is you're going to start with it in your right hand, your stick up by your head. You don't want to start cradling down low. You want to cradle with a stick by your head because that's putting your stick in a tough position for the defenseman to check. And when you're getting there, the next key is make sure you make your move close enough to the defenseman. Too many times kids will make their split and they haven't engaged their defenseman, and so therefore he just steps to the side you are going to, and it's easy for him to play defense. So make sure you get close enough to him. Then the next is getting the proper footwork down. You're going to start with it in your right hand, and you're going to go and you're going to make a little move with your right hand. And when you step with your right foot, you're going to plant across with both stepping left-footed and bring the stick to your left hand and run by your defenseman. Also, remember with the footwork, you're going to come, and when you make that left step, bring the stick across and run towards the goal. You don't want to make your move and end up going east-west for the defenseman to push you out. If you're going north-south, you'll be a much better split dodger. Here's going to go in slow-mo. Just focus on my footwork, and we'll go full speed after this one. Right there. You can see how I'm going towards the goal, and I'm bringing the stick across as I step with my left foot. Here it is in full speed. If you can become a good split dodger, you'll be able to be on the field and successful at any point in the game. The roll dodge is a great dodge for attackmen and middies to use because it protects your stick much better than the face dodge and the split dodge. Remember, when you're doing a face dodge or a split dodge, you're exposing your stick in front of you right where your defenseman's going to be standing, and he's going to be able to possibly get a check on it. The roll dodge is a great one because your stick is never in harm's way. When you're going, and the key here is, so if I'm rolling, I have to make my defenseman think that if I'm carrying right, that I'm going that direction, and I'm going that direction hard. So when I'm coming here, I'm protecting my stick, and once you feel the defenseman's committed to that direction, make sure you plant hard with your opposite foot and roll back the other direction and take 2 hard steps. A big problem a lot of kids will get into is they will expose their stick on their roll. For example, if I'm coming here, I'm going to plant, I'm going to change hands too early, and as I'm running back the opposite direction, you can see how much of my stick is exposed, and defensemen love to get back checks in there. I recommend to prevent this, you run hard in the one direction. When you feel them commit, plant opposite, and take 2 steps the other direction before you switch hands. Your stick will never be exposed to that back check, and defensemen won't be able to get the ball out of your stick. If you can learn to protect your stick very well in roll dodges, you'll be very tough to stop in front of the goal. The split roll is a great dodge for attackmen to use at X or behind the goal. As the name suggests, it's a combination of both the split dodge and the roll dodge. In order to be successful with this, you really have to do all of the parts effectively. The first being, make sure you sell your split dodge and convince the defenseman that you're going to the opposite side of the goal. So if I run at him, I'm going to make my move, and I really got to make him think that I'm going this direction. As you can see, defensemen are taught to get top side to prevent you from getting an angle to shoot. If you've done that, you set up the second part, the roll dodge, very well. If I'm splitting here, I'm rolling, you have to make sure you're running up the field out of the roll. Another thing to keep in mind is make sure you protect your stick and keep it close to your body. Too many times get in trouble when they make this roll, they come and they leave their stick out here and allow a defenseman to throw a back check. But getting back to going up the field, this is really what defines this dodge for a good attackman, is making this roll and coming up the field rather than towards the sideline. Let's take a look at me doing it full speed and see how I'm going up the field, not towards the sideline. If you can master these skills, you'll be very effective with the split dodge behind the goal.
The question mark dodge is a dodge that we can use to get our hands free to set our defender up so that we get a great shot and a great angle. So as we move up here, we start our dodge and we change planes and get to 5 and 5 or 7 and 7. Now we have our defender's momentum going all one way. We can now turn and come back and get our shot off to that far pipe. And that's what we use the question mark dodge for. So in real time, it would look like this. And that's what using the question mark dodge will do for you. It'll give you some space as you free or you get your defender moving one way. It frees your hands to get off a great shot.